Welcome back to Rod Reacts. Rod Reacts everything in India. Hopefully you're having a good day. Let me know how you're doing down below in the comment section. We've been learning a lot in the past few days, and we're going to check out an Independence Day speech in 1947 called Tryst with Destiny from Nehru. He was the first Prime Minister of India, I do believe, so he played a big part in today's India, I would say, because he was the very first Prime Minister. So let's check out what the speech is. Independence Day is very special for different Independence Days around the world. It's going to be very special for the Indian people. So let's check out what he has to say. I bet it's amazing. I just bet. So let's check it out. Exciting times.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
That is so deep. As everybody else is sleeping, we're going to wake up to freedom. How special could that have felt back then? How special does it feel for you today? It should feel very special. Because without the people back in the day fighting for the freedom, you wouldn't have the freedom of today. So those are just very deep words.
A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people, and to the still larger cause of humanity. At the dawn of history, India started on her unending quest, and trackless centuries are filled with her striving and the grandeur of her successes and her failures.
That's a lot of centuries to be fighting for your independence, and finally on this day in 1947, let freedom ring, let independence spree.
Through good and ill fortune alike, she has never lost sight of that quest or forgotten the ideals which gave her strength. We end today a period of ill fortune, and India discovers herself again. The achievement we celebrate today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greater triumphs and achievements that await us. Are we brave enough and wise enough to grasp this opportunity?
Absolutely.
And accept the challenge of the future? Freedom and power bring responsibility.
Absolutely.
That responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow.
And that's what you need to, you don't need to forget those pains and sorrows. You need to think back of when you were having those pains and sorrows. That way you build a better future. Very nice, well put together words.
Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. That future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving, so that we might fulfill the pledges we have so often taken, and the one we shall take today.
Absolutely.
The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance and disease and inequality of opportunity.
And the things he's naming are still being fought today. So just think, so many years ago, 1947, we are decades and decades from 1947 and we're still fighting poverty and things like that. It takes a long time to get over such devastating things, which was mainly caused by, people like the British that took over India, plundered it, took all their riches, and just made devastation countrywide. So damage from there is still being felt today.
The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but so long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over.
Right.
And so we have to labor and to work hard to give reality to our dreams. Those dreams are for India, but they are also for the world, for all the nations and peoples are too closely knit together today for any one of them to imagine that it can live apart. Peace has been said to be indivisible, so is freedom, so is prosperity now, and so also is disaster in this one world that can no longer be split into isolated segments.
Absolutely.
To the people of India, whose representatives we are, we make appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great adventure. This is no time for petty and destructive criticism, no time for ill will or blaming others. We have to build the noble mansion of free India where all her children may dwell.
Oh, that was all the video. I don't know if I got cut off or not. It looks like I got cut off on the speech, but very well spoken, very well said, and a lot of what he said in the video needs to be taking place today. No time for that. It's time to come together and build stronger, build better. But he speaks good English, and I think the reason he spoke in English because not only was he speaking to the Indian people, but he was speaking to the world. We all know how much and how long British controlled the motherland India, and the British understand English, right? So it's a message to the people to uprise, get strong, take control of the country, make it better. But it's also like a jab, I think, to the British because they understand it. They understand it. They understand what damage they did. Do they care? I don't know if they cared. I don't think they cared because they plundered it, took advantage of India, but this was a message not only to the Indian people, but it was a message to them, say, hey, we're here. We're beat down. We have a lot of things to fix. But one day in the future, we're going to be a power. We're going to be somebody not to be messed with. You're not going to want to mess with India now. Why? Because we're going to be on the top of the food chain. British was at one time across a lot of the world, and India's well on its way to becoming just that. Of course, there's competitors like America, competitors like China, but they're definitely America allies, and they're not so much China allies. And I think, like I said, I think it was a message to the Indian people and the British people and the people around the world. So there's still things to be fixed that he talked about, the poverty and stuff like that. It's still there. It's a tough thing to fix because when you got mega rich people that just keep their money, it's taken away from the lower classes. Good thing we have people like the Tata Group, the owner of the Tata, the chairman that gives away a lot of his fortune. That's awesome. More billionaires should. Why do you need 46 yachts and 80 homes? You don't, right? So I wish we could get rid of the hunger and the poverty worldwide, but it takes a collective effort. But as far as the speech goes, that was an awesome speech. Gave me a little bit of chills. Gave me a little pride, and I'm not even India. I like seeing people have positive things put on themselves, and this was a much positive thing. in 1947 to become independent for India. So much tragedy over the years. It's just good to see. And I don't know. What do you think about the speech? What does it mean to you if you're Indian? What does it mean to you? What do you feel? Do you feel pride on Independence Day in 1947, or do you look at the negative things that might be happening with your country? It's hard not to look at the negative things, but we should build on the positive things. So hopefully this speech meant a lot to you, because it should. Because without an Independence Day, you're still being controlled by somebody, and that's not fun either. And it'd probably be much more worse. So, awesome speech. I loved it. Thank you for recommending it to me. Let me know what I should react to next down below in the comment section. Don't forget to let me know where you're from. And if you want to be part of the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell button. And I'll see you next time. But for now, peace, love, happiness. Spread it.